bonus level.
Hey guys, and welcome to Season 2 and Level 14 of the Bonus Level Podcast. We are so excited to be back after our short hiatus, and I, of course, am your host, Jack. Alongside me, as usual, my faithful companions, Josh and Luch, and we are super excited to be here in 2019, starting off Season 2. And we just had a bunch of holidays, right, and everything like that. And we thought that the best way to start off a new year is to look back on the last year. So this week we're going to be doing a 2018 recap, covering everything and anything that happened last year, and just kind of going through all that. Just a lot of stuff happened, right? A lot of stuff happened last year, and we thought the best way to
ended.
The world. Well, I mean, we could probably say that every month, every year.
By the way, I'm Luch, and the other guy is Josh. I don't know if Jack properly explained that.
Did you just miss that part? Did you just
You
miss
said companions, however, I don't believe you mentioned our names.
I did.
Did he?
You're
really,
gonna have
Josh?
to go. You're gonna. I absolutely 100% did.
Well,
You're gonna have to go back
and
and pay attention to our own podcast for next time.
Oh God.
So we thought, that would be the best way to start off our brand new season, is to look back on last year and then look forward at the end. So that's the plan for today.
Perfect.
First, I thought we could go through and talk about. We've had now 13 levels that we've passed and defeated. I thought we could just go back through and just touch on a few things that we talked about and covered. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
sounds good to me.
Okay.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was awesome.
It was okay. It was okay.
Well, it was okay for you. It was really fun for us.
How dare you, sir?
So looking back, I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff. We had the 31 Days of Horror Challenge in October, which was awesome and a lot of fun. We talked about AI several times. We discussed all sorts of just artificial intelligence.
Still a threat.
Just the pros and cons there. We talked almost every week about a bad movie and how awful the writing was, thanks to me. We brought that up almost every week.
80% of the movies out there, by the way.
Not 80, maybe 66. We discussed ghost stories on our Halloween special live. We saw a ghost right before Luch's eyes.
Oh my God, we even had our first guest on there.
We did,
Mr. Dr. Professor Henderson.
Dr. Henderson, the ghost expert.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I mean, I can't believe that we were able to find someone with such a amazing scientific background.
Yeah, absolutely. We had an entire Marvel episode dedicated to Stan Lee and all the stuff that happened this year, which was awesome. We picked a lot of bones thanks to Josh.
Hey.
We went back in time in a nostalgia episode, covered all kinds of stuff that made us warm and fuzzy inside. We talked conspiracies and cults. We even discussed the Mandela effect and how weird that is. And
we dove into the madness of my severe personality disorder.
Yeah, wait, was I here for that?
Yeah, you met Chet.
Oh, that's right. Shout out to Chet, probably the best guest of 2018. Sorry, Dr. Henderson.
He's a permanent resident on the show. Let's be real.
Now he just lives at your house and he just joins us. So yeah, what do you guys?
All of our almonds. He's just weird.
What do you guys think of the stuff that we covered last year?
It was beautiful. It grew into something. Like, it exceeded my expectations for what I was hoping to accomplish when we first started, brainstorming for what we were going to do. Like, it turned out so much better. Like, I'm happy.
When we become more popular than Joe Rogan, they're gonna look back on these episodes and they're gonna be like, man, these guys knew what they were doing and had it going on.
We had it going on from an early standpoint. Yeah, no, I think that Josh, you kind of summed it up there, which was, it was. I think it ended up becoming even more fun than we thought it could, which was kind of hard to do because we knew it was going to be really fun anyway. And yeah, so we covered a lot of stuff. We had a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to a lot of just awesome stuff this year. More guests and all kinds of other things going on. But we did have a week off. We kind of took a break, reset, spent some time with family for the holidays, right? How were you guys? How was the last week and a half or so?
Busy.
Yeah.
Really busy.
That's like pretty much the word that sums up the holidays nowadays. Like it's just hectic. It's busy. Luch, what about you, man? What did you guys get up to?
It's the same for me. A lot of traveling, but did a lot of cool things. Shared time with the fam, and gave it little gifts. Got a little gifts.
I was spoiled for Christmas. I'll tell you that right now. I got all kinds of awesome stuff. Yeah, it was awesome. We were busy. We went a lot of places. We traveled. I had to see as much family as I could, but definitely was spoiled in the gift department, and we had a lot of really good food and good times with family. So, for sure.
All right, guys, quick. One of your most memorable gifts from Christmas.
So, yeah, like I said, I got spoiled, so I got a lot of really cool stuff. I don't know. So you guys, I think you both know, but maybe the listeners don't. So I collect Funko Pops. I have an absurd amount.
Oh, we know, Jack.
Yeah. So, and like I like try to collect sets and stuff like that. So I completed a couple of sets, and that was cool. But I got some really like unique personal ones that like I wouldn't have searched for, but if I would have come across them, I'd have been like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. For instance, I just obviously beat God of War on PlayStation. I've been looking forward to playing it because I really like the old ones. Well, Nicole found the Kratos pop. It's a GameStop exclusive. Like I had never even seen it. I assumed that it existed, of course, because everything there's a pop for everything. But she found it, and that was one of the unique pops, and I was like really really awesome. So, but my favorite gift was an actual graphic novel comic book compilation of horror stories that was actually drawn and put together. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna have Chives look it up. But anyway, it's a compilation, like a comic book compilation that has to do with food, and so there's like recipes in it. And
wait, so it's a graphic novel compilation recipe book.
But so it's like a horror. It's like a horror comics. There's like I think 5 horror comics.
Yeah,
and they're all centered. They have like some tie-in with food. And hold on, I'm gonna see if Chives can pull it up for you.
With the co-writer Bobby Flay. Bobby Flayer. He flays his food and his victims.
Wait, what?
Bobby Flay. You know Bobby Flay.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Flayer of tasty meals and flesh.
So the book's called Hungry Ghost, but I didn't want to like give away the cook, but so we'll talk about it later. But Anthony Bourdain, obviously he passed away, rest in peace. Yeah. But it's actually some of his recipes are in this book. Oh. So it was like partly he had a hand in it. It's called Hungry Ghosts, and it's just a really unique, like really awesome comic book.
Yeah.
Like graphic novel. It's really cool.
Huh. That sounds really cool.
What about you, Josh?
So 2 different things that were super. I don't know. It's hard to choose, but I'll say these 2 main things. So my favorite soccer team, Atlanta United, they won the MLS Cup this year. Ooh. I got a freaking awesome onesie outfit so I can support my team. I also got anyone that knows me knows that if you ever see me, I do not have sleeves on. I refuse to wear sleeves. It's just a personal choice that I made years ago. Sleeves? Never. If I can get away with it, I never wear sleeves. And
I never noticed that.
Well, you don't ever see me.
Yeah.
But
you've seen him once.
Right. And so my parents actually got me a sleeveless jacket so that it will match my sleeveless shirt.
So isn't that a vest?
Buddy, that's called a vest.
Yeah.
That's anyways, not a sleeveless jacket.
Did you rip the sleeves off your onesie as well?
No, I have not done that yet. And I don't know if I'll be able. I think that I have a few items that I keep the sleeves on. Of course, my work shirts and stuff like that, I have to...
He just tries to sell houses with like a sleeveless business.
It would look so awesome. I think that
I agree.
That needs to be my niche, and I need to do that this year.
In Transporter 2, Jason Statham, he's in a fight and he gets his sleeves ripped off. So he's wearing a collared shirt with a tie and no sleeves, and he looks badass. So.
Is that the one where they're fighting in the
that.
ballroom and he like uses like the coat rack?
The scene that he gets him ripped off is like in like the morgue whenever he's trying to retrieve like the antidote or the serum or whatever for the virus. But then that's the one where he fights the whole group of people with the fire hose and then turns it on and ties them up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's amazing.
But anyway, so those two are my gifts.
That's awesome. What about you, Luch?
Well, I too have dabbled in the Funko Pops, and I got a Sentry Bot from Fallout, which I don't know if you've seen that one, Jack.
I haven't, but that sounds awesome.
It's pretty dope. It's one of the 6-inch figures.
Oh, cool.
But my favorite gift for Christmas this year has to be from my beautiful wife. Woohoo! She got me a beautiful new computer.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn.
And for those who get this inside joke, a $2,100 computer.
By the way. Yeah, so it sounds like we had some awesome holidays. I'm again very, very happy, very grateful. But they were very hectic. And so it's always nice to kind of get that like little bit of a downtime. I've had some time off from work, which has been nice. Mm-hmm. So again, moving forward into 2019, we want to take a look back on 2018. And if I had some Chives, hello? Okay, perfect. Thank you. As we look forward to 2019, we want to reflect back on 2018. Before we can take a step ahead, we must take a look back. And so tonight, settle in for a quick recap of the year. And to start us all off, one of the first things that happened in 2018, we had kids eating Tide Pods.
Yep.
That was one of them.
Yeah.
They were delicious.
You were not one of them. That was one of the first like trends, fads that popped up, like January, February time frame. It just became this meme, but it was a thing. So much so that they started getting locked up in stores, like security locked.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Like, that's crazy to me.
It didn't make any sense. To me, like there's different things that with Reddit and like 4chan and stuff like that they put things out there and all of a sudden people take it as reality and start doing it. Like I feel like that's
like a prank that like went too
too far. Like because I can't understand how someone could like they weren't even saying like like we had sniffing glue when we were growing up. Yeah, probably still around at this point, or drinking cough syrup or anything like that. That actually got you high.
Making lean.
Tide Pods, they weren't even going like, oh my God, the high from it's crazy. You got to try it. It's really dangerous, but you're going to get this awesome high. Right. No, it's just like, you just eat it and you die.
Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
You're showing your age there, Josh. If it doesn't kill you, it's not cool nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so we had that, which just that really just kicks the year off to like that's like you're getting a weird vibe, if that's the way that the year is starting off. You know what I'm saying? Like you have kids like literally eating laundry detergent, so much so that they have to start locking them up with security sensors in stores. I mean, that's just yeah. And then on the flip side of things, so you have the Tide Pods being eaten, and then on the alternate end of the spectrum, you have Amazon released their first release. I say they opened their first stores, Amazon Go stores, where you don't have to check out. You go in, you pick up the stuff that you want, and it puts it in a virtual cart by your ID and like Amazon Prime tag, and then whenever you walk out the door, it rings you out.
Yeah,
I heard about those. That. I never saw one in person. I mean, how many stores did they have?
I'm not sure how many specifically they opened. But it was all concept until this year, and then they actually opened them and launched it. And I don't know how well it's going because I haven't like looked into it since. Mm-hmm. But I mean, whenever it was coming out, it was just like, man. So you can go in and it actually knows when you take it off the shelf. So like when you take it off the shelf and put it in your cart, it it puts it in your actual virtual cart. And if you decide, oh, I don't want that and put it back, it takes it out of your virtual cart. It's like very, I mean, this is,
Seems
the
like
AI.
it'd be
This
super
is the
good
future.
against shoplifting.
Yeah, I don't.
Because basically that's what you're doing. You're walking in, you're stuffing it in your coat, and you're walking out the door.
What if you don't have
paying.
an Amazon?
If you don't have Amazon and you can't get a cart, you can't go in.
Oh yeah, I guess you would have to like swipe, kind of like you're going into Disney or something.
But what if you just follow someone in though?
No, you can't go in like it's each one. It's like think about like a turnstile at like a theme park. You go in, you show them your ID or your pass, you put your fingerprint on, and then the door like revolves one person.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not a store to go like grocery shopping with your kids at, or things like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you could end up buying a whole lot of crap.
Yeah.
Shoving stuff away. You walk out with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So the Kroger near us started a you order everything online. You show up there at a particular time, and they bring everything out to your car.
Yeah.
Also with Amazon, I can tell you and you guys, I don't know if you experienced this around the holidays, but there were packages being delivered. Like the Amazon person was coming to our house multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Delivering things. It was insanity. And with how much, I don't know, shopping is definitely going to be changing here in the future. I mean, you could already tell
it's already,
with that kind of stuff. Like
it's already definitely
it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, online shopping is so easy. It's convenient. It's faster. It's less hassle.
The day when online shopping can deliver your product to your house the same day it's done.
It already does that. Amazon already does that.
But I'm talking like as like a common thing, as the same day of it getting to you. Like if I wanted to go to Newegg and get, I don't know, a new piece of RAM, some new memory, and then I can order it, and then all of a sudden it's at my house in like 2 hours. Like when it gets to that, that's going to be
then there's no reason to have stores.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Because then they'll just change like the actual stores to like a delivery service, like courier. So like the older generation that doesn't want to order online, they'll just call the store, place an order, and then they'll send a courier to their house with all their stuff. It's going to be very.
Well, I mean, I don't want to stay on this topic for too long, but I did. They were talking about the future of purchasing or getting items is going to be, with 3D printing. Mm-hmm. That basically, instead of actually buying the item, you're going to purchase the materials for the item that you need and the blueprints or whatever
and the
it
license
is.
Or whatever. Yeah,
and that way you're basically doing everything online. You're building it, and your wait time to get it will basically be the 3D printer building it. Yeah. But that's where things are heading, which is really
interesting. It's interesting because there's just a lot of things that go into that. Copyright infringement. The code would have to be like a one-time use code, or else you could just like start reproducing things and selling them on your own. But then on top of that, like what if you go to use it and you use the code and then the printer malfunctions? So like you've used there's just a lot of things. That like
we're not there yet, but it's interesting to think about. That's where we're going is more material based things instead of the actual item itself. That you're purchasing the materials for the item that you want because you have a machine in your house that can make whatever.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then just, along the same lines of that, I mean, we saw a huge spike in the concern over data protection this year, past year. I'm going to do that probably this entire list. I'm going to say this year, but I really mean last year. The data protection, right? We had this major breaches across the board. I'm not 100% on this one, but I think that the major, I think it was Equifax had their major credit, like so people's socials and credit history was leaked this year. They had that. And then obviously, Facebook has been in the news pretty much all year. Mark Zuckerberg's been, he's been on trial. He's been, in all sorts of hearings and stuff like that. His Android self just, answering questions. That's the
thing. I mean, I feel bad for him because I feel like the government's been trying to shut down the way that he's gathering information. And that's why I got my parents a portal to help him out. Because he doesn't know enough about my family. So I'm like, well, I'll get my parents a portal and then he can record.
Then he can just record everything. Yeah.
And then, he's good to go.
No, for sure. Yeah, and you
It's
guys
freaking
know
awesome.
I'm a huge anti-Facebook person. I just think that it's probably, if not the most intrusive social media app that you can install. Now, they own Instagram, so that that's the same deal there. But multiple times they've been caught selling your information. They've been caught leaking your information, Facebook messages, private information,
Mm-hmm.
your emails, your contacts, like all kinds of stuff. And so that's been a huge concern. There's actually, I think just last month in December, there was a big movement for like uninstall Facebook and people like deleting their
Yeah.
accounts. And like you can look up online like how to actually get rid of your account, like how to purge it. And so there's a big percentage of people that were dropping it. But I mean, we're talking about just mass conglomerate. That's, it's not just going to be like, okay, one day just enough people quit. And, it's not going to be a MySpace thing for a long time. They just own way too much real estate.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
Yeah. So that was a huge concern, and I do hope, and I will be a huge proponent for it this year as well. That it's everybody that I talk to that's like, oh, Facebook this, I'm just like, delete it, don't use it, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just in general, just the artificial intelligence and listening, and I do actually have. So in the past, a couple episodes of AI, we talked about how like your phones listen to you, right, and it gives you ads and stuff. We talked about a bunch. I actually had one over the holidays. It actually ruined a Christmas present. Okay,
No.
Yeah, so I remember how we talked about that before. How it's like, well, sometimes you're gonna end up like ruining a Christmas present because they're gonna see
you
like
shopping for something or you buy something, you're gonna get ads for that stuff like crazy.
So, but this is even worse. This goes a step, and I was so angry. So, Nicole, this is crazy. So Nicole needed a new hair dryer, a nice hair dryer. My aunt's a hairstylist, so I reached out to my aunt, texted her, was like, hey, what's the best hair dryer that I can buy? That would be really good for traveling, yada, yada. So she sent me a couple options. I ended up going with one of them that she sent me. I found a good deal on it. I bought it. Okay. So keep in mind, all of this took place on my phone, my cell phone. The only thing that Nicole and I had ever talked about was she expressed her desire to get a new hair dryer, which gave me the idea in the first place. So that the conversation never went past this.
Yes.
Question, Jack.
Go ahead.
The most important question. Did you see ads for a new hairdryer on your phone?
On my phone? No, listen. We're getting to the issue here. So about a week before Christmas, I had already purchased a very specific, very high-end hair dryer. I already bought it. It was already shipping. We're driving in the car. Nicole's on Instagram. She's scrolling. She gets an ad for a hair dryer. Okay. She'd been talking about hair dryers. No big deal. She got an ad for the exact hair dryer, model, brand, place I bought it, price it was. Exactly. And she was like, and when she saw it, she didn't know. So she shows it to me and she was like, hey, this one looks pretty good. This one looks pretty cool. I wonder what like your aunt would recommend. And I saw it and like, I didn't have my poker face at that moment. I was so blown away by the fact that like, it was the exact one that I bought. I was like, holy, like, are you kidding me right now? How did her phone pick up? And you could be like, oh, well, is that a coincidence? Are you kidding me? There are like hundreds, thousands of hair dryers that could possibly pop up in an ad. And it was that exact one, exact model, the place I bought it, the price I bought it for.
That's, I think I said this in like episode 2 or 3, whenever we were talking about this, that this would be okay if it could actually do its job right. But the fact that it's recommending things after you've already purchased it lets you know that it's not artificial
not only that,
intelligence,
recommending it to somebody else.
Stupidity.
Somebody else on somebody else's phone? Like, are you kidding me? Where did it even like where? So now it's like not only like listening to your own conversation, but it's also like reading nearby devices for like how does that happen?
I don't know. I feel like though that you missed out on playing the bone to pick intro before going into this. I definitely have a good bone to pick holiday thing surrounding this. That anyone that goes shopping for themselves in the month of December, you are assholes. I'm just going to throw that out there because I can't tell you how many times that I've wanted to get something for someone and they're like, oh, I just bought this for myself today. It's like, you realize it's a week before Christmas, like, and you're going shopping for yourself and you're going to buy it's like,
thanks for that, Josh.
Oh, geez.
He stands by what he says.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. So we definitely had the data protection issues. I've experienced it firsthand, and maybe it's just Mark Zuckerberg like getting back at me for not having Facebook on my phone.
Yeah, you deleted Facebook, so it's like, ha, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's definitely was a big thing, and I was very, very upset about that. I can just keep talking about that forever, and we'll probably retouch that this year, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that happened. And this one, I just can't wrap my head around it. It's almost like the what we talked about with like the color thing, where you see a color, but like your red is maybe not my red. Maybe what you call red is like, it looks like my blue and that sort of thing. So but this is an audio version. So the whole Yanny versus Laurel incident, where the clip, and I, to this day, I will stand by it. There, if you heard anything other than Laurel, like I don't associate with you. I don't know who you are.
Jack, it's just because you're deaf. It obvious was Yanny.
No, it didn't sound like that. There wasn't any Y's. There wasn't. It's just the guy's going Laurel, 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 and that's it. That was it. And I don't know how it became this viral thing when people like, oh, I hear Yanny. I hear it. I'm like, no, you don't. You're just being obstinate. Bottom line,
Jack, I'm going to be honest with you right now. I legit heard Yanny.
I don't believe you for a second. You know what I believe more? I believe that you would go through elaborate lengths to say that you heard that, rather than just be like, yeah, I heard Laurel.
Jack, I'm not lying to you right now, man. Like, for real, Yanny. That's what it sounded like. Yanny.
It didn't sound like that at all. Ugh. Anyways. In a more serious note, everything with Harvey Weinstein came out this year, and then it was opened the floodgates for the Me Too movement, which had its pros and its cons, of course, but a lot of people had been severely mistreated and abused and all kinds of things, and that came to light, which is a good thing. A lot of people getting what they deserve. And we definitely saw that come to a strong forefront in the past year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was what was more. Because everything with Hollywood, to me, all that kind of stuff, I think I had already assumed before.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like we've joked about it a million times. Like, people trying to get up the corporate ladder. If you're a woman, like that's what you did. Like that was just, something that we kind of, like I said, all knew or assumed, but that really like gave a lot of concrete evidence to things. But I think the stuff that hit me, at least more personally, was kind of stepping back and more of the personal stories from people on low level, like just of the fear that girls live on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like just things that you don't really think about because you're just going about your day, and like, you get on something like Tinder or whatever. For a guy, the worst thing that could possibly happen to you is you end up on a date with like an ugly chick. Like that's like,
the worst that can happen. Yeah,
you're texting, you're like, this could be terrible. I'm gonna text you if she's ugly, and you get me out of this situation right away. Call me, say it's an emergency, and so I can have an excuse to get out of there. Like, that's not the same situation for women. And a lot of times I think we know some of it. I don't think that we fully understand, I don't think that there's any way for us to fully understand without, being a girl or whatever. But a lot of time I think we overlook this kind of stuff, or, we kind of go, yeah, I know that's the way it is. But until you like really like put the brakes on, stop and think about it for a second and go, wow, like that's some messed up stuff. Like that was more of what I felt like the Me Too thing for me was like the all the Hollywood stuff. Like I said, that was kind of I don't know. It's so out of the realm of our normal daily lives that it's hard to really,
Yeah, no, you're right.
feel that stuff like personally because it's so far away. Where some of the more personal things that I heard were to me pretty eye opening.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah, 100%. And then, so like I said, that was, that really came to the forefront, which again is ultimately a good thing.
Yeah.
And it does give you a different perspective on like the way, like you said, the way society is. And yeah, so that was definitely a one of the more troubling things that happened this year. And on a lighter note, though, the World Cup was this year. 2018 World Cup
was incredible.
Was an amazing experience.
It was an
especially
entire
for me.
month of fun.
Yeah, especially for me.
Yes.
I don't watch sports.
That's okay. That's okay. For those of you that don't know, I am part Croatian, so I had the privilege of watching
really?
Yes, yeah.
I thought you were like the illegitimate like grandson of like Kratos and like
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
part
too.
Kratos, part Croatian.
I'm sorry, Kratos and Jack Skellington.
Yes. Well, actually, both of those things. So yeah, they ended up making it to the finals. They did lose to France 4-2, which was sad. But it was amazing to see them as a country make it that far, do that well. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
And then also this year, royal wedding, right?
Did anyone actually pay attention to that?
I mean, well, yeah.
I didn't even watch it.
No, it was super important. Wait.
Why?
No, wait. What wedding are you talking about? The only royal wedding that happened this year
with the Meghan Markle?
No, not Meghan Markle. No, not the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. That's not the royal wedding I'm talking about.
Is that really their names, Mergle?
No, it's Meghan Markle. Oh. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. No, not that royal wedding. I'm talking about my man, Jon Snow.
Oh, yes.
Marrying Ygritte. Okay. In real life. I'm not even talking about in the show. I'm talking about in real life, Kit Harington.
I give it 3 years.
And that's rude. And I'll be completely honest with you. I don't remember her name because I only, really paid attention to Jon Snow. But yeah, Kit Harington.
Nothing.
Yeah, you know nothing, Jon Snow. And yeah, they got married in real life, so that was awesome. The only royal wedding that mattered this year.
Damn straight.
And speaking of things that mattered, Fortnite just absolutely blew up again this year, and it got even more popular. It won one of the Game of the Year awards earlier this year, and the dances are insane. It's just amazing.
I see them
like
constantly.
Those kind of games, they come and go. They have their
they're coming and going all right with all kinds of cash. And the guy that created Fortnite put $3 billion in profit in his pocket last year.
Oh my god,
$3 billion.
The money is coming in so fast. You can't spend $3 billion.
We're talking about profit.
It was originally meant to be a PvE game, right? It was.
Yeah, the PvE came out first. The PvE part came out first, where you're supposed to build against the zombies and like whatever. I don't know. That's the part you have to pay for. So I didn't ever get that.
Yeah. And then
that's the awesome thing too. Is and I mean, I wasn't really a big fan of the game. I mean, nothing against it. It just I didn't really enjoy it.
We played it for a little while, and
I think I got into it later or whatever. Yeah. But I would say one of the best things about it was the fact that it was a free to play game.
Yeah.
All
of the free to play games
they rob you with $28 skins.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Is free to play games? They're the ones that make the most money.
Though. I will take that kind of stuff all day long over having to pay money to actually play a game.
I will pay $60 for a great single player experience.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But
so will
do you learn how to dance playing that game?
You never learn how to dance. I learned how to dance. At our amazing New Year's Eve party last night, I taught Luch how to do several dances.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
then we were
and by the way,
we
the
were all
proper
shown
way to
up
do
by
orange
a seven.
justice is to separate your knees, not to
No,
move them.
that's 100% false. And then we were all shown up by a 7-year-old girl.
Oh, exactly.
Who could do all of the dances.
My 8-year-old son does them constantly. I don't think I've ever seen him play Fortnite, but he knows every single dance. Like, I guess he does anyways. Like, it seems very well done.
And also, I was just kidding about it being awesome. I don't like the game very much. I don't play it. I think that the culture of the game is really what like gets everybody up in a tizzy, because it's just like it's like the kids, and it's just the obnoxiousness, and it's just dumping money into the game and just to get like different skins and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah.
But we did see that. I mean, it's a huge cultural reference. We had Ninja, who is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. He's been on Ellen.
Who?
He got Drake to play with him, which was just like one of the biggest events of like esports and Twitch this year. They had I think over like 300,000 people watching them play Fortnite together at one point, and then they ended up like playing with a couple like Travis Scott and a couple other people too. So it's just like very, very interesting. I think it was even one of the guys from the Steelers was playing with them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Fortnite is definitely just this huge cultural thing now. We'll see what happens this year. And going forward. So then, Luch, why don't you talk about the game of the year? Because that's another thing. The game of the year is a big deal for video games.
Oh well, game of the year went to Fallout 76. Well deserved.
That's the opposite of what happened.
Well, no, congratulations to God of War 4 for winning game of the year. They definitely deserved it. It was a close match between Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War. Red Dead Redemption 2 actually won more awards, surprisingly, almost beating God of War in every category there was, except for game of the year.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, why do you think that
I'm honestly
is?
surprised. I'm surprised that they won main character voice actor. To me,
Yeah,
I'm really surprised Kratos did not win best voice actor.
I don't know enough about that. I didn't play either of them. I watched lots of videos of both of them, but not owning a PS4, I never actually played them. But both looked incredibly awesome. Why do you think that God of War was able to sneak by Red Dead?
All honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know exactly what goes into their judging. I mean, again, Red Dead Redemption 2 beats God of War in almost every category in like separate awards. But God of War 1, I don't know if they base it off sales or just overall review.
Mm-hmm.
But again, God
true.
of War definitely had a better storytelling than Red Dead did.
Yeah, well, did Red Dead does it have a because Red Dead seemed to have a very open world type gameplay compared to the God of War seemed more straighter storyline.
Yeah. So like God of War is one of those again, like the single player experience.
Yeah.
That's like it's one of those things where there's a linear story no matter who you play with, you're going to generally be doing the same thing as other people with like the kind of RPG build,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that you can really say that it's like super linear though, because like it's definitely replayable. You can go back to any of the areas. You can explore. You can find all the secret stuff.
You can, but it's not along the lines of Red Dead.
Red Dead
of course, open sandbox, and the fact that Red Dead tied so well into the first one, it threw me for a loop. I don't know if either one of you two played it.
Yeah, I actually got it. It was one of my Christmas presents.
Nice.
70. Oh my god! Then wait, have you beat it?
No, of course not.
Okay,
it's like I just got it.
Well, I'm not trying to do any spoilers here, but 70% of the game is played by your Arthur Morgan, but then the other 30 is played by John from the first one, and I did not see that coming.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that to happen, and now there's rumors that they're going to remake Red Dead 1 as a DLC for Red Dead 2 and remake it.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I don't know, Jack, if you heard the conversation I had about how Red Dead 1 in terms of like voice actor for main character. Arthur Morgan was great.
No, you know what? That's funny that you say that though, because I actually the amount that I've played it already, it's one of the more distracting things about the game for me is the actual voice lines. I didn't think they were well done at all.
For God of War?
No, for Red Dead.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, again, that award doesn't go to the lines itself. It determines how the voice actor.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I didn't think like the voices really meshed well, or I don't know if it's just like the actors that they pick. And this isn't anything against them, but it's one of the more distracting things about the game.
Maybe
is like
because it properly
their voices.
portrayed like the actual language that they used, or
yeah, maybe I don't know.
Because again, I don't know if you saw the Easter egg with I don't know if this is a spoiler for anybody or not, but anyways, there's a part in the game. It's just a side quest. You meet someone who's pretty much from the future, right? He's wearing a suit and tie, and he talks, "Hey there, sports. Why don't you come on over here and I'm going to teach you a little few something." And he was speaking from like the 30s dialect,
Mm-hmm.
And but anyways, but the difference in the way they talk, like Arthur Moore was like, "Now, what'd you say to me, son?"
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah, but like I just thought, like even with those and like with his inflection and stuff, I just thought it was like, I don't know, it was just I don't.
But
I wasn't
Kratos,
a huge fan. God of War's voice lines and everything is amazing. There was the whole thing.
You
was just
have
really
to
good.
watch it when Kratos' voice actor, I don't know his name, was up on stage with the kid who played his
Yes.
son,
Best
and then
moment.
he just read it, boy. And I was like, that was like the best part in that entire.
The whole thing like sets him up, like he's like, because whenever they do like duo announcements for awards, the one person reads the thing and then the other person reads the card. So he's like, and the award for best creator of the year goes to, and then the kid just stands there, not saying anything. And he just like stands there and he looks at him. He's like, read it, boy. And then everybody just goes crazy.
Part. And then who's the actor from Django, the German one? Did you see him up on stage?
Yeah.
When he was trash talking console gamers yes, but I don't use auto aim. And I was like,
Christopher Waltz, and he's
yes,
great actor. I love him. But the Game Awards were good this one. I mean, there was a couple cringy parts.
Of course, always.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you know which one that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but
God of War, very happy that it won. Was an excellent game. I loved every second of it. It was really fun.
However, I do still feel that Red Dead did deserve the Game of the Year award because the amount of traction that it got in that short, time span. I don't think Red Dead got the actual what was it? A look over, I guess you could say, because it was released so late.
Yeah.
They haven't released any DLC. So I mean, because again, Red Dead's going to be a heavy DLC game, and they just came out with multiplayer, which I actually heard is pretty good.
Yeah. Before we actually continue with the rest of this list,
it's time to pick some bones.
I have a bone to pick on the fly here because I am so annoyed at the fact that people think that New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and the New Year's Day night is a proper time to set off fireworks from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. the following night. It is so annoying. At 1:30 in the morning last night, people on my street were still setting off fireworks. People do work on New Year's Day. People
celebrate.
Like it's
Jack
so annoying.
He was so annoying. Tilted. He's sitting there cradling his dog as she's shaking, and Jack is yelling over his fence at these people.
My stupid neighbors, all up and down the street, just setting off firework after firework after firework all night. My dogs are like back in Nam, like they just think that like World War VI is happening. They're literally just like I'm like holding Zyra in my lap,
and they would stop and start. So they were doing it at 11:40 they were going, and then they started at 12 when it was New Year's, and then they stopped, and then at like 1:30 they just started up again, and they're like,
"Well, just go do it some more."
Yeah, 2 a.m. last night. Then it starts up this afternoon. They're still doing it this afternoon. It's after 10 p.m. New Year's Day. They're still doing it. I don't know if you heard that a couple seconds ago. There's another one just went off.
Yeah,
it's so annoying. If you do that, Stop it. Nobody likes you. Okay, just stop. It's not cool.
What was that Michael Jordan video? Stop.
Yes, get some help. Yes, that's exactly what I was channeling. Anyways, sorry, I had to throw that in right in the middle.
It's becoming a much bigger issue that, in all reality, like, I don't know about you guys, but to me, the fireworks that I think are the coolest are the ones that look the coolest, that, do lots of really cool bright lights or bright colors. And that, maybe I'm a child, but I like that kind of stuff. To me, like, I don't need any type of a bang. Like, just a little M80 that you throw on the ground that's just boom and blows up. It's like, cool. Yeah, like, there wasn't much there,
the sound's fine on the 4th of July for an hour. Whenever everybody goes to the park or to the beach or to wherever, and you go watch them and they go off and it's over. That's it. But people think they need to have their own fireworks shows with their homemade fireworks and bottle rockets down in the street, and then end up killing somebody or blasting fingers and hands off. Meanwhile, every dog in the neighborhood and around the country are just cowering. 4th of July and now New Year's too, because apparently this is just this big thing that's happening. Is like the number one days for missing pets, because they just freak out and they run away because they don't know what's going on.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's an easy fix. If you don't ban it from everybody, you just start, like, any of the ones that make really loud noises, you just start weeding those out, and you just have the flashy bright ones. Like, you can have a lot of fun with fireworks just doing that stuff without doing the noisy, booming kind of stuff.
But anyways, guys, you want to piss off Jack? Just I'll start launching some fireworks in the middle of the night.
Absolutely.
Just do it. You do it in the most random holiday. Do it in March 27th. Just March 27th. Everybody goes to Jack's house.
March the 7th. Do everyone go outside and shoot fireworks on March the 7th for my birthday?
Yeah, that I can allow. Y'all want to see a massacre? Start doing fireworks on Halloween. Now you're going to see a massacre.
You want to see some bloodshed.
Yeah. So sorry, I had to throw that in there because I heard one and it's in the background, and I'm sure the listeners are going to hear it too. But anyway, moving on. Spider-Man had a huge year in 2018. Obviously, we saw Peter Parker return with Tom Holland in Infinity War. Spider-Man PlayStation 4 was absolutely fantastic. Another amazing game. And then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out, which has gotten just amazing reviews. I haven't actually seen it myself, only because I find it hard to go to the theater to see cartoons. For some reason, I don't know what it is.
What are you talking about? A 48-year-old man going to the movies alone to go watch
to see a cartoon. I just something about like going to jail.
I'm sorry, 53.
That's the cool thing about having kids. Like Lego Movie, holy crap! I would have gone to the theater like 5 times in a row to go see Lego Movie. That one was incredible. Like, I'm so happy my kids wanted to go see it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Also, Spider-Man appeared at my Halloween party. I was Spider-Man. So
he was a lot more skinny and gangly looking than he normally is.
I was a great Spider-Man. I will continue to be.
Agreed.
But
he really cute butt.
Those are facts.
It's an inside joke, guys. I promise.
It's not. It's a real thing. And then also on another somber note, the wildfire issue in California has just been absolutely insane. They've had so many just days and days and days of fires, people losing their homes and loss of life, and just all kinds of stuff going on in California. And for now, we're looking at it possibly was started from a power company. I don't know if you guys read that.
No.
The power company is actually coming under fire, possibly could get sued and face criminal charges for negligence. I forget which actual power company is, but so that's just obviously not good. I mean, so many people, losing their houses, their neighborhoods, and people, and it's just it's actually crazy that and that's just a part of nature, but it seems like it could have been prevented, which is also not good. And then just jumping right back up in the from the down to the up. How many you guys saw Yodel Boy, right? Like this is a thing that became viral. The kid just yodeling in Walmart in the in the cowboy outfit.
Yeah,
you guys
not
seen
to
those
make you made
videos?
it on YouTube
Oh
Rewind.
my gosh!
I did not see it.
Josh just missed all of the viral videos the entire
No,
year.
I mean that one I actually heard of, but I didn't. Well, it's kind of like this. It's like whenever you would play the intro to my artist of the week, and people would automatically skip over it because they're like, I don't think I'm gonna like that. I do the same kind of thing with a lot of stuff on the internet because there's just way too much shit getting thrown at you that I do quick assumptions of don't like that, don't like that, whatever. That was one of those that I was like, I get the picture. It's a Yodel boy in Walmart. I don't need to know anything else, and so I just moved on with my life.
But that just went to, and then there was a remix. Then he was getting like contracts for songs, and he went on Ellen. Then he went to like Coachella and performed. Like, I mean, just ridiculous. Just for him, and his name I think is Mason. I want to say, but yeah, and I don't know if you've heard the song, and then
you're right.
And then they made the remix, and the remix was an absolute banger. So it was just like, all kinds of things. And then in that same line, the Drake's "In My Feelings" challenge started, which just these challenges, right? Like the Tide Pods thing, and then just I don't know. If you guys
that
saw
would
it.
involve singing and dancing, or at least mouthing things. So
it was
to
mouthing,
me, I was automatically like, I hate this. So I just kind of,
So for those of you that aren't familiar with it, the Drake had the song "In My Feelings," and I guess in the dance, I guess it was from the music video or something. I don't know, the dance from it. People started this challenge where like you needed to do the dance while the car was rolling, and you were like outside the door. And so it's just like this super stupid, dangerous. Like there was people getting hit by cars, like rolling their cars into traffic, like all kinds of just really dumb shit because of this thing. But the videos were viral, and people were trying to get it, and get those likes and retweets. So that was a big deal.
Doing it for the gram, man.
Doing it for the gram.
Yeah,
I ran over my own foot.
I actually watched yours and then reported it for spam. So,
God.
So I didn't want to see that. And then speaking of Graham, Canada legalized
of Graham,
legalized marijuana.
That was
which is
fantastic.
A big step in Canada's whatever. I mean, and their liberalism, I guess it is. So you say it's fantastic. Why do you think it's fantastic?
No, that transition was beautiful.
Oh yeah, thank you.
That and the fact that Canada legalized marijuana, like that's, I don't know. Like I could rant about drug stuff forever.
Guys, it's overdue. It just needs to be legalized. All right, they're making a good deal over.
I don't agree, but that's another topic for another time.
Oh my goodness!
But that's just a theory.
It's legalize and regulate. That's how you fix these issues. Legalize and regulate, just like they do with alcohol.
You know what's funny?
A billion times worse.
Worse. Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
So, to me, like you legalize, you regulate, same way that you do with
tax.
With booze.
The real
tax it.
Yeah. The real issue is just to tax it, and then you'll be good.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would agree with doing that with every single thing that's out there, but to me, that's my 2 cents.
I got you. Speaking of 2 cents, I'm gonna need you guys to put in some 2 cents on this one.
No.
Oh yes. So obviously, cosplay is a big thing in like the gaming and anime and just that culture and that culture in general, right? So
we already know you like to dress up as female characters from your favorite movies and video games.
I don't like to do that. However, there was obviously, where did this character come from, Luch?
Which character?
Like the gender bend Bowser, so Bowsette obviously is what we're talking about. Bowsette came out like who decided Bowsette was going to be a thing, like, and then obviously you have the Rule 34 Bowsette where everybody's sexualizing it.
Like, well, you got to understand, like that stuff has been around for. But
I've never obviously like the gender bend like thing has been around forever. Yes, of course. I'm talking about like Bowser. Like where did the
Mario's been out for 33 years.
Like why did all of a sudden like Bowsette like
is Bowsette real or is Bowsette no it's fan made.
No, it's fan made,
yeah. So Bowsette, but again, like that's how it always takes off. It always starts off with a creepy fan, and then they create something that
Right, but we're talking about this. I mean, this caught the internet by storm. You had every cosplayer dressing up like Bowsette, like trying to get money, trying to get for prints and lewds and all kinds of stuff, right? So Bowsette, the gender bend Bowser character, became it hit the top 10 search terms for porn searches in 2018.
Yeah, I probably was like 13% of those.
So we're talking about a cartoon gender bent. Like, where are we as a society?
Well, again, it's just fan made creations. Why do you find Ari attractive?
Why do I find Ari attractive?
Exactly. She's a 2D figure and 3D.
Yeah. I'm not. Okay, first of all, Ari is a human. Like
is a
creature.
Human fox lady. Bowsette is just
it's like a turtle. It's a turtle. It's like a dinosaur turtle. What are you talking about? And we're not only talking about a dinosaur turtle. We're talking about a gender bent dinosaur turtle. And then somehow that turns into something sexual. And then they did like the Boo, right?
Yeah,
the gender bent Boo.
Boozette.
Yeah, man. What's wrong with that?
I'm not saying anything's wrong with it.
I have a feeling you're attacking my sexuality right now.
No, I just want to know where. I just want to know why it just all of a sudden just like popped out of nowhere this year and became like so last year.
Sometimes
it's always been around. I don't know exactly what made Bowsette so popular. It's like I don't know because she was thick with two C's.
That's what I want to know. Thick with two C's. Like I said, the gender bent stuff has been around forever. Like the lead characters, any of the guys, like the gender bent to
I mean,
girls
maybe
and vice
people
versa.
just wanted to see Mario pounding Bowser a different way.
Okay, well,
no, I think it was that that little storm of. I think for things to go viral, you have to have like this almost trifecta of different things hitting perfectly all at the same time. And like the Bowsette was a thing that it was a nostalgia type thing of pulling a Mario character of Bowser because you already have like Peach and Daisy and stuff like that. And so I felt like it was one that was right there under our noses the whole time, but had been overlooked. So then everyone's going, oh my God, why didn't I come up with that idea?
Yeah. And
then the fact that when it did come out that they did a really good job of actually making it attractive, where it wasn't like you looked at it and you're like, oh, that's weird.
But they only made it that way because of the females that are cosplaying it are like, they're like they have human bodies, so they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, watch me show off the curves, and I look like Bowser.
Well, again,
they don't even actually look like Bowser. There's no like
Bowsette doesn't look like Bowser at all. It's pretty much just Peach with horns. That's it.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense. So like I don't know. That's just where I
don't know. I will definitely say though that being on the top 10 most searched porn thing, it's so much less embarrassing than probably a lot of the other stuff that was in the top 10 this year. I think if we actually looked it up. Dude, like the kind of crap that was always popping up as like the most popular things in searches and stuff is horrifying.
I think Fortnite was like number 4 and Bowsette was number 6.
There was, I don't know.
And number one was Stormy Daniels, by the way.
We're gonna have to have an entire episode just discussing what's going on in the porn industry and how it's insane. Like it's insane what's all going on with this stuff.
From YouTube.
Yeah, already done. We're demonetized. Speaking of demonetized, I have no segue into my next point for 2018. You guys don't really listen to rap music, but
no.
Kendrick Lamar put out an album called Damn, and it won a Pulitzer Prize, which is, a Pulitzer Prize for a rap album, a hip hop rap album. I will say, as somebody that does listen to hip hop and rap, like it was excellent. I liked it a lot, but Pulitzer Prize,
there are 13 made each year. It's award for achievement in American journalism, literature, or music.
Mm-hmm. Pulitzer Prize. It's pretty awesome. Right. So that's definitely touch on that. Super cool. Yeah, snooze fest. No, it was good. If you like that kind of music, but honestly, for somebody to win like for rap and hip hop is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and when you like, I'm looking at a list of everything else that won the other, I guess 12, and it's like I never heard or anything of any of them. So it's like, at least someone that I knew their name. I mean, I couldn't tell you one song off his
of course.
his album. It's just
Be humble,
not my thing.
Sit down, be humble. Anyways,
I'm sitting down.
Yes, I know. But are you humble? SpaceX happened, launched out of Fort Lauderdale. Elon Musk and his rockets.
That drug was crazy.
SpaceX?
Yeah, man. Sent me to places I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. He also launched a car into space, one of his Teslas.
Yeah, which to me is amazing.
You can't see me right now, but every single one of these points, I'm quotation marking around all of them. He sent a rocket into space, and he launched a car into space.
Dude,
also, NASA landed a rover on Mars.
No, but like, so I don't think that we've discussed this ever on the podcast, but the fact that there's a car in space has to end in one of two ways. Way one is a spaceship like the Millennium Falcon has to come out of hyperspace, and the first thing that happens to them is the car goes straight through their windshield.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I think that would
the first interstellar accident.
Yeah, it just needs to be that stupid. And they're sitting around the alien. What? Where? Who did this? And then they go searching and they find out it's from Earth, and then that's why they decide to attack us. Yeah, or the other thing is a random flying car through space bumps into an asteroid, makes it slip slightly off its path that it's taking and straight into Earth and destroys us.
So like
this dude wanted to throw his freaking car into space.
So like Klingons are just like, enjoying their time, and then all of a sudden, like the newest version of the Tesla comes on and they're like, we must have this technology.
Yeah.
Find its origins.
It doesn't just show up, it like literally like dings their fender as they're like flying by. They're like, what the hell?
But we don't have intergalactic.
Who hit us? Yeah, we have no insurance. We're like, of course, it's Earthlings. They don't have no insurance.
Or a space cop pulls it over and grabs the mannequin out of the car. Talk to me, son.
You better say something. Here's my question. Just ultimately, all right. So he sends the car into space. Right, it's orbiting around up there. Mm-hmm. They sent rockets in there. They just landed a rover on the moon. Where is the footage from outer space?
I mean, the Tesla does have a rear view camera.
Yeah, let's see the footage. Show me the video from outer space, from the rover, from the rocket, from the car. You're telling me we got enough technology to launch a car into space, and it's not just being crushed by the pressure, and you don't have a GoPro attached to the hood? Are you you expect me to believe that Elon Musk and all his wisdom can launch a car into space and you can't get any video, you can't get any photography evidence to prove that everything is the way that it says that everybody says that it is?
Yeah.
You telling me?
But wait,
why?
Jack, the government tells us different.
What does the government tell us? The government tells us
that GoPros can't go into space because of the hydrogen eloxide effect. Yeah. And that
mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't buy it. Anyways, moving on. In huge news, huge history, groundbreaking history, Kim Jong-un met with Moon Jae-in in South Korea. He actually crossed the border. He crossed through the demilitarized zone into South Korea and met with them. And it's the first time that a North Korean leader has been across that border since 1953. Yeah,
it's nearly like 70 years. It's crazy.
I still think the guy is, a little power hungry. But that's awesome. It's amazing.
Yes.
That's and if something, peaceful comes of it eventually, then fantastic.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like,
I've seen that movie with James Franco and Seth Rogen.
I did. It was so good. Some of the best gifts are from that movie.
Yes,
I love them. But no, I'm not even going to try to pretend like I know anything about foreign politics or anything that goes on like that. But I can tell you, I do know the difference between like peace and war, and if someone's leaning more towards peace than they are war, I'm all for it. So like with that, I'm happy.
All
Plus, my
about that.
brother's in South Korea right now, so the fact that like
Yeah.
everything's chill over there and not like super high tension
Yeah.
is good news.
For sure. That's
Seeing
amazing.
as though like he needs to make it home in one piece.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Obviously, also awesome news. Because of that, you also had the Winter Olympics took place in South Korea this year. Which I don't know. Do you guys watch the Olympics at all? Do you watch any of the Olympics?
I don't watch sports.
Okay, you said that earlier. I shouldn't have asked. Josh, do you watch any of the Olympics ever?
I really, really liked it when I was growing up. As I've gotten older, I care less and less and less about it. But yeah, I mean, I see things and hear things,
Yeah,
and
same.
that, but that's about it.
I like to say that I'm like super into it, but then I'll always end up only like watching like little bits and pieces. Like I
end
like
up cheering
curling,
for
I like
countries other than
hockey.
America.
Yeah. It's depending on the sport and stuff too. I always do, but I like hockey. I like curling.
Yeah.
Some of like the downhill skiing is cool too. Like when they're like the super slalom, like the high speed downhill is crazy. They go so fast down those mountains. It's ridiculous. And they're like, an inch away from just flying off and dying just at any given moment.
And it's one of those things, though, that I don't think anyone can appreciate unless they've actually ever been skiing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I went snowboarding, I didn't go skiing, but you start going terrifyingly fast very, very quick.
Yeah,
I mean, you just turn your board straight down the mountain and you're immediately going light speed.
Yeah.
It's insane. So
That's why you go pizza French fry.
Pizza French fry. Pizza French fry.
Pizza French fry.
Pizza French fry.
If you go constant French fry, you're going to die.
Yeah. So you go pizza French fry.
Pizza French fry.
No, you're smart. So that was cool. That happened. That was in South Korea. Like I said, I like to watch as much as I can. I normally end up watching the summer games a little bit more because you have soccer that goes on during the summer games as well. So that's always a lot more entertaining. That actually should be, what is that, 2020? The summer games are back, I think so.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, because it's every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
You got the winter, you wait 2 years. You get the summer, you wait 2 years.
Right.
The winter, yeah.
So that's cool. So that's coming up soon. So that'll be fun because then we got to wait 2 years after that for the World Cup again. So quite a ways off. Yeah. So looking back on this past year, obviously we're really into movies and TV and stuff like that. We had a lot of good movies that came out, but I only really want to like highlight a few of them. And then if you guys have any that you want to throw out, obviously Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, probably one of the best movies of the year, if not the best movie of the year. Black Panther came out, which I personally didn't like that much, but it did so well domestically. In partial to like the very racially charged like background of the story, right? Like it had a lot of cultural references and ties as far as that goes with the current events. A Quiet Place, which is one of my all-time favorite horror movies now. A Ready Player One, which is just absolutely fantastic.
So fun.
So good. What about you guys? Do you have anything else?
God. I don't know, I've seen so many different things. I think I watched more I should have looked
more
up
TV shows. Yeah,
TV shows.
Bird Box. See, Bird Box is on the list for like best movie, but it just came out. It's like it's almost like the Red Dead Redemption, right? It came out last year, but like, can you really? I mean, I guess you can. It was pretty good.
Did you see the statistics from Netflix?
Yes. I also saw the best meme ever in regard to the statistics. So 45 million. Streams in the first week for Bird Box, which is absolutely fantastic. But Netflix is still trying to figure out how that managed to happen with only 22 active accounts.
Man, no, they've tightened their shit because I've let so many different people use my stuff for so long, and recently they've been nailing me every time. Like, you have this going on your iPad and this going on this TV, so you can't do that unless you upgrade to the. I'm like, man, I never got these things this month. Oh yeah, they've been nailing me.
which is exactly why they're trying to cut that down. Because if you figure 45 million streams, right?
Yeah.
45 million accounts watching it or whatever it might be, and it's like, well, that doesn't account for like the same account watching it multiple times across, whatever.
No, it does. It does.
Is that individual streams?
Yep, individual
Okay,
streams. Because
all right.
out of 45 million subscribers have watched Bird Box at least 70% of it once out of their 137 million subscribers.
Huh. Damn, that's awesome. So that's really cool.
But then think about that, though. They have 137 million subscribers, which means they make at least $1.5 billion a year.
Yeah, of course. What do you think they're able to like fund all of these originals and the TV shows and the contracts with actors and stuff? I mean, Bird Box. I mean, Sandra Bullock is like not a she's not a B-list actress. She's she's the big guns.
She's Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, exactly. Or The Net, or Speed.
I mean, I think the movie would have been a little bit better with Jason Statham.
Of course.
Everything's better with Jason Statham. What other movies though? Anything else? I mean, Bird Box is worth a mention for sure.
No, I feel bad that I'm letting people down. Like I watched so many different TV shows this year.
Yeah, but like new ones though that just came out.
Which ones? I feel like I did. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, that's the thing is that I've trashed so many that like I trash them and then I forget about them. I never want to talk about them again.
But I want to say, as far as your data protection and knowing stuff about people, freaking Netflix probably knows more about everybody than anything on social media, because they keep track of everything that you watch. And now with like the whole Bandersnatch thing of being able to choose your own adventure, like them being able to track.
Now they see what your choices are, and they're like, "Oh, this is what kind of person this guy is."
They could easily look and go, "Okay, so it's." I mean, we can get onto this movie on another episode.
Yeah, we will.
But
for sure.
like it didn't really have a good and dark side.
No.
We've seen things in the past. Like if you want to be completely evil, you take this path. If you want to be good. They could put one of those out and track people and go, okay, if the household does this, 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 and this, they're psychopaths and we need to raid them right now.
Yeah, we need to go see what's going on in that house.
Or these people are going to be good. There's probably all kinds of crazy personality, test stuff that they could,
What was that movie? What was that movie where it predicts the future of criminals?
Oh, Minority Report.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah. Speaking of Minority Report and that, this actually, again, no transition. But Infinity War, though. So we were discussing this earlier. Villain of the year. 2018 had to have a villain that just stood out above everybody else.
Count Chocula.
Count Chocula is like the villain of our lifetime.
No, Count Chocula is the hero. Captain Crunch is actually the villain with his mouth shredding cereal of death.
But villain of the year. I'm gonna throw this out there because I'm always going with like the eclectic pick, like the pocket pick. Just hear me out. So for those of you who saw A Quiet Place, the nail in the stairs in A Quiet Place had to have. I mean, not only was that one of the most painful to watch scenes, it was the most ill-timed nail to be sticking out of a board. I mean, the lady was pregnant. She was trying to be quiet. Her water had broken. She was about to give birth to this baby, and she steps on this stupid nail in the boards. Like, I got to give it to the nail.
Squirm.
I got to give it to the nail.
Yeah.
Not as good as the nail from Home Alone 1.
That's way less impactful, and it wasn't this last year.
Suck brick, kin.
Yeah, well, the nail beats. I mean, I was gonna throw out something like Venom, except Venom turned out to not be
a villain. And the best anti-villain. Venom is like Spider-Man's. One of his arch nemesis is, right? Yeah, we do. We're just gonna make him like cool.
We're gonna make him into Spider-Man's Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly.
I was happy. Like, I had to, put my mind in the right place to watch it. But yeah, like I really enjoyed Venom and everything.
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought it was kind of. It was interesting that they took it on the path that they did.
Oh, shout out to Juggernaut from Deadpool 2.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. What about Peter Quill?
Nope.
As villain.
I mean,
I
my man,
wholeheartedly.
my man caused like half of the universe to die. So, I mean,
And
to be honest with you, if anybody wants to throw out Thanos for like villain of the year, I mean, I understand it, but like Peter Quill, like is 50%. He's the other half of the villain. So, like, if Thanos gets 50, Peter Quill gets the other 50. Like, they literally have the same responsibility to have the
in
universe.
some
go.
ways, but at the same time, if you spend even 5 minutes going through and really looking at Peter was an orphan raised by a psychopath who like has lived wild west style for most of his life as technically a villain, a bounty hunter, a thief, or whatever,
He was a Ravager, sir.
yes, who does all those things like
Star Lord,
it,
man.
yeah. So and then we're judging him because he wasn't able to control his emotions when
Yes, I
one
am.
person.
You know why I'm judging him? I'm judging him because they had a plan, and the gauntlet was almost off the hand.
No, it was off the hand, Jack.
Okay, it was off the hand. What I mean is, like, it was literally like he didn't have a hold of it. It was almost completely pulled apart. It would have been fine. Tom Holland had it. All he had to do was just not do what he did. He
I'm
had one
saying
job.
that you're picking on an emotionally unstable orphan.
All right,
for
first of
not
all,
being able
guys,
to
it's
control
not
his
Quill's
emotions.
fault. It's not Thanos' fault. The real evil mind behind it was Mantis for saying that to Quill.
Yeah, she definitely kind of spilled the beans. There were also the fight could have gone a lot differently, seen as though we watched early on in New York City where who was Doctor Strange's
Doctor Strange
friend.
could have just opened up a portal and just clicked him into half, except for his arm, and just clicked off
exactly like what they did with that one guy when they put him on, what was it, the snow world or whatever, and his arm came out and it gets chopped off. It's like, oh, that was some cool foreshadowing, except it didn't happen.
Exactly. No, I'm just picking on my boy Peter. I just disapprove of his choice, of course.
We all
obviously,
wish he would have handled himself better.
Yeah, obviously the real villain of 2018 is Thanos. And now that we're in a new year, we get to see what happens. I'm super excited for that. Right?
Even though after like going over everything that happened in 2018, I like my boy Thanos.
you still like him.
Thanos, I'm starting to
there's a hashtag following. I think there's a subreddit. Thanos wasn't wrong, or Thanos did nothing wrong. And when you drive out
all those people up, because I understand what they're saying, and we're only psychopaths agree with Thanos.
I don't know, man. You go out into the world for a couple hours and work and drive, and you're like, wow, this country needs a new plague. Just kidding, of course, because that's terrible. And on that somber note, after snapping half of the people in Thanos style, since he wins villain of the year, we lost some people this year as far as like celebrities and figures go. Shout out to Spider-Man, who we lost very emotionally at the end of Infinity War.
Spoiler alert:
Spider-Man's creator, Stan Lee, rest in peace. Anthony Bourdain, Aretha Franklin, Stephen Hawking died this year. Kate Spade, Mac Miller, Burt Reynolds, George H.W. Bush, John McCain. I mean, that a lot of like influential people across all different
big names for sure.
Yeah, across all different genres and different fields, and So rest in peace.
We forgot one. The lady who made a green bean casserole.
What's her name?
The original recipe. I can't remember what her name was, but her recipe made it to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow. Well,
hang on, Chives.
Green bean. Did Chives get a new computer?
He did, actually.
Okay.
Sounds fantastic.
Okay, because Chives, your memory board is leaking all over our podcast.
Dorcas Riley.
Oh, that's a name. What's in a name?
Died at 92.
My girl Dorcas and her green bean casserole will live on in infamy.
Man, that is delicious.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. The green bean casserole is fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's about that's the recap. We just recapped 2018. A lot of stuff happened. Some funny, some cool, some not so great, some sad. But ultimately, it was a year.
Yeah.
It was definitely a year.
It was definitely a year.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, a lot of good stuff happened. A lot of good stuff happened to you guys. A lot of good stuff happened to me. Only better things in the future.
Yeah.
So in 2019, right? So as we bring level 14 to a close, and to be honest with you, the final boss was 2018 for this level. We have defeated it. We're moving forward into 2019. And looking forward as far as like the podcast goes, we're still going to be releasing an episode every Wednesday. We're going to be changing a little bit and evolving a little bit, but also I think growing and doing a lot of things better moving forward. We're going to hopefully be live streaming the episodes so that everybody can kind of see the video and watch. We've tried it a couple different ways in the past, but we're going to be really, really ironing that stuff out. We're getting more into a conversational style instead of a rigid, scheduled, segmented pieces. And I think that's going to be really awesome. So we're really looking forward to that. And 2019 is going to be really, really cool. We're going to have a lot more guest appearances from a lot of different people. We even have some other special episodes planned. Some good stuff. Right? What do you guys think?
Sounds good. I can't wait.
One more thing before we actually wrap up. Can we just, Luch, is Chet around to give us like a 2018 send off? Can you? Is he here?
Let me see if I can go find him.
Okay, I think that'd be cool. I think we can end 2018 with just a nice little send off from
Chet.
our good pal Chet. See if we can get him.
We're doing the podcast. They want you to do a send off. What?
Cool. That's awesome.
They want you to do a send off. Oh. What's going on, dudes?
Hey, Chet.
Hey,
What's
Chet.
up, buddy?
I totally forgot you guys were like doing the podcast tonight.
Dude, it's only been 1 week, man. Like we didn't even.
I was actually like doing my own. It's called Chet's Chowdown, and it's where I review Hot Pockets.
Oh my. Wow. All right. Well, you just stole my idea for my future solo podcast, Chet, but that's fine. I'm sure you'll do it way better than me. Hey, can you just do me a favor and
totally.
So it's 2018, 2018, however you want to say the last year, because it was a year. What just you can you just send us off? We want to leave it in the past and move into 2019.
Well, 2018 was definitely like a totally awesome year. It was the year I was like born. So like, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Chet.
And Betty
I
White's still alive.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Chet. I really appreciate you stepping in. No, you're good, man. Thank you. You
want me to talk some more?
No, just tell Luce to come back in. You're good.
No.
Man. No, you're good, man. Thank you.
You can't do this to me, Jack.
Okay. Luch, can you hear us, man? Are you still there? Can you tell Chet to go make some Hot Pockets?
Okay. I love Hot Pockets.
All right, man. Go eat one and then let me know how it is.
Luch! What? Jack wants you back. All right. All right, cool. So definitely. He seemed kind of somber. Did you say something to him, Jack?
No, yeah. I want you. I really appreciated him doing that little send off. But he talked about Betty White, and I just really want you to make sure you're keeping your drugs hidden because I think Chet's getting into them, and that's probably not a good thing. But yeah. Thanks for grabbing him, though. I think that our listeners do need to hear Chet from time to time. But yeah. So that's a 2018 wrap up. We had a great year. In a lot of different ways, and looking back on it, a lot of stuff happened, and I'm happy to have shared part of it with you guys, with the podcast, and with everybody listening. And so, looking forward to 2019. I
I mean, like what you're saying, like it's been good to interact not only with you and Luch and everything, but with our listeners. We got a lot of you guys are in our Discord. I definitely want to see more. I think it's been really fun to be able to connect with people that way, have our different gaming channels and everything. Then, do you guys have some news about a gaming channel that we're doing?
Yeah,
right?
Luch.
Yeah. So coming soon in the month of January, I'll have a release date on its official page. Will be bonus level gaming, where there will be have different games content. I will be doing it regularly with a single play let's throughs.
single
single play let's plays. That was weird. And going on from there, and then again, I'll have Jack and Josh come and join me. We'll do some shenanigans.
Excellent.
And maybe Chet might play some of his favorite games.
Has Chet ever heard of Wave Race 64? I feel like he would have heard of Wave Race 64.
Dude, it's like you're reading his mind.
Yeah.
Did someone say Wave Race 64?
Yeah.
Yes, Chet. We're not playing it, though. I told you, you're not allowed. You're grounded.
Okay. Anyways, that's all great stuff to look forward to. We have podcasts and games and skits and all kinds of really cool stuff in the future that's coming ahead. So 2019 is going to be a banging year, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
So that wraps up the 2018 recap. And from all of us at the Bonus Level Podcast, this has been Level 14, and we will see y'all next week.
Later, taters.
Later, guys. 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 Later, guys.